name's Becca Beebe and I'm lucky enough to be the gardener here at Humble by Nature. I run the aquaponics greenhouse here and also the outside garden. It's really about sustainable food production, local food. We grow salads, crops, flowers, French beans, all sorts of foods, literally 20 yards away from the cafe, so you can't really get much more local than that. The aquaponics solar greenhouse is very different to a normal greenhouse or glass house, which I use for raising seedlings, potting on and overwintering.
You've got a really good sort of system going between the aquaponics greenhouse, this greenhouse, the garden. Each one has a sort of role to play, or a different role to play.
Yeah, they're very different methods of growing, and explaining in the edible garden it's about polycultures and mixing up plantings, letting nature do its thing, protecting and building up the soil, letting things have seed. I can take seedlings, plants from the garden, protect them and grow them through the winter in the aquaponics greenhouse. Then at this time of year I can bring them here to slowly harden them because they've been so cosseted in the aquaponics that this is like a midway point, and then eventually plant them back in the garden, and it means we've got nasturtium and mallow flowers for salads in the cafe all year round. Yeah, it's extending the growing season to meet at both ends. When an aquaponics system is set up, it normally takes kind of 1 to 3 months for the bacteria in the system to reach their full level, for everything to settle. It's important to balance the system. For instance, if I have too many plants, then they take up too many nutrients and there's not enough nutrients for all of them. So in that case, you either have to increase the fish stock or remove some plants. Growing salad in the aquaponics greenhouse is much easier. The plants are being constantly watered and fed with the nutrients in the water, and they're protected from pests. But then there are other things that make it more difficult. You have to keep an eye on the weather with the sun, provide shading for them, keep an eye on the temperature when it does get hot. Root crops don't tend to do well. That's mainly because of the media that we grow in. Things like potatoes and carrots don't really swell. They'd also take up a lot of space.
One of the reasons that we wanted to build the aquaponics solar greenhouse and to trial it was to look at a method that could be a really useful tool in the box for food security in the future. Do you think that I'm deluded, or do you think that it does have an important role to play, given how much experience you've had of it over the last year?
No, I think it's really important. It's incredible. I've been quite amazed at the rate of growth of certain plants. I love the fact that it can be scaled down or up if someone wanted to do it on a commercial scale, but also we could have a system in this corner that was just a mini system. And yeah, you can go high-tech or low-tech as you want, really. It really is, once you kind of learnt the way it works, I think it's amazing.